Hey everybody, I'm here. I know it's a surprise. I was unsure if I was going to be able to make this or do this video today or do this live stream, but whew, I'm home and I'm going to try to make this work. Now, we talked to, hey Reese, glad you're here. As I said in the description, if you haven't seen it, I just got back from New Jersey. I flew up to New Jersey yesterday and met with Jack, Dave, Paul, and Jorge. And we talked cars. We made some videos, which I'm editing. I'm trying to get those worked out. And I've got footage that I have to put together. And that was a fun trip. Obviously, it can be stressful to fly these days, and I haven't flown since the whole pandemic thing. Then, getting on a plane was different, having us wear masks and all that sort of thing. Hey, Jerry, having us wear the masks and sitting away from each other and stuff like that. And normally, yeah, I don't know, Reese. I don't know. If I do, I'll probably make some sort of announcement, but I don't know. But anyway, we had to sit, and then they don't hand out, or like it used to be, you get coffee or a soda or snacks of whatever kind, and now it's a bag. There's no coffee, which was disappointing, but they have a little water bottle and Cheez-Its and some different snacks that you can have, and some sanitizing wipe and stuff like that, which is great. I mean, I understand. And anyway, so I flew up to Newark, New Jersey, and that was an interesting experience. Hey, Guido, glad you're here. Hope your back is better. I hope so. Last time you talked about having your back out, but I flew into Newark, New Jersey. I've never flown there before. I've flown to a bunch of different airports over the years. And I'll say this, Newark, maybe you should build a new airport. That was a struggle. I don't, hey, Ricard, glad you're here. Good, Guido, glad to hear that. Newark Airport is really awkward. The way it's laid out, the way you try to find your way around, getting to the rental car place. Yeah, Art, you're right. And in fact, I didn't have any coffee till today. This is my first cup of the day, probably my last cup too, but still got to have my coffee. So anyway. Hey, Gary. So I'm trying to, find the rental car place. This signage is terrible. It's when I think of ground transportation, I know here in Atlanta, they tie all that kind of together. So drop. Oh, good to last drop. Thank you, Guido. Jorge, I'm doing good. How are you? But anyway, so I'm trying to find in the Atlanta airport, ground transportation means ground transportation, whether it's a bus or a taxi or going to rental cars or whatever. So I started looking for that, and I ended up going downstairs and found out there's nothing there. And somebody said, oh, it's up one level. So I went up another level. That's where I was. Nothing there. And then somebody else said, no, it's go up another level. And then you have to go up another level and get on a train, ride this train like half a mile away to wherever the cars are. And reminded me a little bit of Denver Airport, because Denver, they don't have any rental car stuff right there. You have to get on a bus and take you on this ride away from the airport. But at Newark, they have this train system, and I got the car and took off and met with first of all, I went to see Jack and his Mustang. So I have a video already in the works for that. That is a 66 GT Fastback that has not been restored, but it needs restored. So more on that later. I'll have that video up. I don't know. I might even have it up today yet. I don't know. I'll have to see how my rest of my day goes. But it was really interesting. Got to get up there, drive around the north, as they said, North Jersey. And I think he was like 45 or 40 minutes north of the airport. And Johan, there we go. Hi, Bear. Hope you're doing well. Keep your day job as long as you can, but keep building your cars and do your videos. From Johan. Hello. Thank you, Johan. And I've considered that. I'm still checking all the boxes that I need to check before I make that final decision. But I'm pretty close to making that decision. Anyway, so I drive through the North Jersey countryside and find Jack, and then soon after, no, it did not have the rally pack, Guido. Sorry, no rally pack, but you'll see about it in the video. So driving through the countryside of North Jersey, they told me later that it was really close to actually New York, wherever, but I don't know exactly where it was. I just followed the GPS, and it reminded me a lot of Pennsylvania, which is, I've said it before, it's where I grew up. So the countryside, the hills, and the smell is different in different parts of the country, and that reminded me of where I grew up. So went to see Jack, and we looked at his Mustang, and in the meantime, Dave showed up, and then Paul showed up, and Paul had some, I gotta make sure I get that right. Paul, yes. Kept getting them confused. But Paul had he has two Cougars that I also did a video on, and both are 69 Cougars. One is a hardtop, and the other one's a convertible, and they're both beautiful cars, really are. So I was happy to see those cars and get some information from him that I didn't know. And there's lots of information about Mustangs available, but normally you have to run into somebody who's a dedicated Cougar guy to get get more information, because there are variances to those cars as well. And you'll see that in another upcoming video. And we went from Jack's place to Paul's place and looked at his suburban project that he's working on. And then we ended up at Dave's place, and we're looking at his projects that he has going on. I did not make a video with Dave, and I probably should have. And in hindsight, I wouldn't. My mind was going all over the place. And Dave and I were having a conversation about his projects and what he's doing and what he's building. And I got so involved with that conversation, I didn't even think about the video process. I was more interested in what he had going on. He had plenty of stuff going on around his shop, and then I spent the rest of the evening. From there, I went to Jorge's place, and we looked at his Mustang projects and just hung out for a while and had some food, and then ended up calling it a night about 10 o'clock. And I found a hotel and went to bed. Got up this morning and drove back to the airport, and flew back to Georgia. And I literally got here around 3 o'clock, 3:15, something like that. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream, because I want to do these on Wednesdays, like as I've done before. Guido, I actually had a Philly cheesesteak. It was pretty good. Philly cheesesteak and fries. And the difficulty with where they live is there's like nothing open. You know, it's all takeout. So you just can't go to a restaurant and sit down and enjoy the meal. It all has to be in takeout. So we had to order it and then go back to where Jorge's shop is. And we just sat out behind the house and in some chairs, ate our food, and just talked for a while, which was good. And he's got some challenges ahead of him on his Mustang projects or projects. He has 2 cars, and he's trying to resolve some issues with those cars. So that'll be going on a little while for him, trying to get all that taken care of. I see that. I hope my broadcast is okay. I can tell by, here I am looking at my image that it's a slight lag. It's not quite on the money. And I know I still have to get that Cat 5 cable buried and get it in place. I have a lot of stuff going on. So I hope everybody's good. I just hope everybody's having a good day. And if you're not working on a project or something, I just hope you're having something positive going on in your lives. Definitely. Let's see. Guido. Oh, okay. So you had your dream car is the Eliminator. Well, that's on the list for Paul. I keep getting their names mixed up. But you have to, I have pictures of them. Man, they are sharp cars. And he's got, like I said, the convertible and the hardtop. And he has put a lot of effort into building the hardtop in particular. And then the convertible, he bought it pretty much, I think it was all together. And let me see if I have a picture. I know it's tough to tell from these pictures, but yeah, so there's his hardtop. Really sharp car. Really sharp. And then the convertible. And Guido, he wants an Eliminator. He wants to finish out the set with an Eliminator. I told him he needs to have a white one, so he has the red, white, and blue. But he said no, it's going to be another blue color that he wants on that car. But it was fun. I mean, Dave had the he's got I think a 76 Corvette, and it's I want to say Hugger Orange is the color. I don't know if that's the correct name for that, but it looks like Hugger Orange. And so he was driving that around, and it was kind of like we had a rolling car show going on with. Of course, I'm driving a little rental car, and but when we're getting from point to point to point, we had those cars going around. Let me see what else I have going on here. BC's AutoZone. Good morning, Barry. About to start work, 8 a.m. Good frost chili. Wow. Okay. It's warm here. I know that much. That's I don't remember. I think Jack has the. Well, no, he's going back to stock, I believe. Jorge has. He's got the rear end. It's like a 4-link, if I remember correctly. He has that. So I remember seeing it there. Phil, glad you're here. And Guido, he had 2 XR7s, leather interior, pretty cool for a high school kid at the time. Yeah, the convertible is an XR7, if I remember. Pretty sure, yeah, the convertible is the XR7. And like I said, there's little things that are different. You don't think about these when you're working on the average Mustang. You just doesn't come to mind. Like the vacuum headlights on the Cougars. You don't think about that. The different dash layouts and just different things that they had as options. So I hope I do a good video. I filmed some good footage of his two cars, and he has an interesting story about the blue one, and I think it's pretty cool. It really is, when in the grand scheme of things. And I'll have to show, we'll show that in the video as well. So when that comes up, you'll see more about that. Jeff, hey Barry, my nephew just picked up a rough 68 Cougar project that is stored in my garage. I've been referring to it as the Cootie Cougar. Whoops. I'll give you a bell for that. The Cootie Cougar. Well, you know, the thing, I was telling Paul that there are, you know, it's a niche. It feels like a niche market for the Cougar stuff. There are people that absolutely love them, and there's people that don't. You know, I appreciate them for being what they are, and they're nice cars. They really are, and it's hard to find parts for them. It seems. I know there are groups out there that salvage the cars, and there are some reproduction parts, but they're not the best. And the quarters are a real challenge for those. And anyway, so he put a lot of. I think he took like 6 or 7 Cougars to make the blue one, is what he told me. It was a lot of work. And yep, RJ, hope y'all are okay in these crazy times. Yeah, me too, man. It is crazy. It's not just crazy here, it's crazy all over the place. So Brendan, okay. I figured it was you, Brendan. I figured, but I guess you changed. I don't. Was that the name you had before, or did you change it? I don't remember if it was. I guess that's what it was, wasn't it? You can tell me. You can tell all of us. I don't remember for sure. If you haven't, Brendan hasn't been on for a while on the live stream. He's been back to work, which is great, and that's a good thing. And I know it's early morning in New Zealand, and he's headed off to work. Well, have your coffee and have a good day. You say it's chilly, so I guess I guess the seasons are opposite, right? Am I wrong? I don't remember how that works out. I think it's opposite. I think they're opposites. Yeah, that makes sense. Somebody will let me know, I'm sure. Anyway, let's see. Hey, Harvey. Yeah, it was a good trip. It was a good trip. I know you were a little out of my range for having a visit. You never know. We might try to hook up sometime. West Coast Cougar is an excellent source for Cougar parts, and they have quite a lot of Mustang stuff too. Thank you, Ricard. And that's from Ricard in Sweden. So he already knows more about them than I do. Let's see. Oh, it's just me said it too. I didn't see that. All right. You get a bell too, because I didn't see that. Trying to keep up with the people on the side there. Yes, COVID-free in New Zealand. That's worth a bell right there. Appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that, really. I mean, I'm thankful to hear that. Yep. Let's see. Reese. WCC also has a really good YouTube channel, and that's a Cougar channel, I assume. So I've seen some Cougar channels, and I mean, it looked like pretty good information, but I don't typically follow them. There's not a lot that I feel like I'm going to gain necessarily from that process, because I don't really work on it very often. But anyway, that's good. Thank you, Reese. I assume that's what it is. WCC. Seems like it would be something with Cougars. I'll give you a bell anyway. Looks like Harvey's been checking out Brendan's channel. So I'll give a shout out to Brendan. If you haven't checked out his stuff, Brendan, BC's AutoZone. So you can check that out, see what he's got going on. He's got some interesting, projects I know he's working on, and he's doing stuff too. I think he was working on a camper van. I think they have a different name for it over there, but it was like a van built for a small family to go camping in. I know he was trying to get that put together, and then he's working on scooters, stuff like that. He's got a lot of neat stuff going on. So let's see. ago, you would sell your fastback if you could buy an eliminator. I don't blame you. I mean, really, if that's the car you want, why not? If that's what it takes, you do it. So, how are you making out with your Brooklyn Pony build? It's treading water right now. I've got still have some things to get lined up with that, and in the meantime, I've got to finish up the door seals in this Impala. I've got another some other things I need to do to Jade. So right now I'm on hold with the Brooklyn Pony, but I'll get back on it. I promise. Okay, so Reese is saying West Coast Classic Cougar. So there you go for the Cougar people. You can go check out their channel. Thank you, Reese. Paul, I've been watching your videos for a while. Now I've learned a lot. I started because I bought a 66 Mustang convertible. It is the same rough shape as Brooklyn Pony. Well, then you have some work cut out for you, my friend. It's a big project, and if you're able to use the information I'm providing, fantastic. Okay, says has been very informative. So thank you for all you do. You're welcome. Seriously. We were talking about that a lot over the weekend, or I say weekend, yesterday, between Jack and Paul and Dave and Jorge, and the way that they were both appreciative, or all appreciative, not both. They were all appreciative of the way that I make the videos now, and try to get this, get the information shared so that everybody can use it, learn something, and apply it, and take on a project and have the confidence to do it. So I like to hear that, because I mean, that's why I'm doing these. I want to share that information, and it helps people with their projects. It helps me want to do better and improve stuff. So it's really nice to hear that. Johan, winter is starting in South Africa, and now you guys are getting the heat. Yes, we are, and it's coming. It was hot yesterday in New Jersey, but that's the way it is. Not going to stop it. So you might as well adapt. Do what you have to do to keep it. Try to stay comfortable. In my case, I have air conditioner running. So, well, I'm hoping, possibly. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm trying to get somebody else on this live stream. And I'll say that again. I've said it before. If you want to be on the live stream and chat, send me an email, joedaddysgarage@gmail.com. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. I'll send you a link, and then you can join in the chat. As long as you don't do anything crazy. Put it that way. A few weeks ago, I had somebody who was a bit out of hand with what he was doing. But anyway. Yep, Jorge, like I said, I told you earlier, it was nice chatting with you last night. And had an uneventful flight back. No problem getting to the car, no problem, just fighting my way around Newark Airport, as I mentioned earlier. It's really kind of messed up. And, I was thinking about it. I don't know how many years ago, Pittsburgh Airport was a disaster. The old airport they had was just terrible to get in and out of. And what they ended up doing was taking that airport, and they built a new one, like, I don't even know what it was, 5 or 10 miles away, actually. Built a brand new, really well done airport, and the other one just got rid of it. So I'm suggesting that Newark starts over. Just build a new one somewhere practical and dismantle that one that's there. I'm sure they won't do it, but they wouldn't want to do too much of, let's say, maybe investing into other things, and probably wouldn't make sense at this point in time anyway. But it was a challenge. And I was thinking about, they have the TV show, The Amazing Race, which I've wanted to be on that show since it started. And I was thinking, boy, you could do Amazing Race and really get these people tied up by having them go through Newark Airport. Really get them confused. And anyway, get them tied up in that. Well, Jorge says they just announced today they're planning to build a new LaGuardia airport. Well, I guess that's a good thing. I've never flown LaGuardia either, but maybe Newark will be next on the list. Maybe, because it was really kind of crazy, and really I couldn't imagine. I'll point this out too. When I flew out, I felt like I was like one of 40 people in the whole building flying. It's just there's nobody there, nobody. And whenever I was, hold on, we got Ricard checking in. He says, I'm doing a complete rebuild of my steering box. It'll be fun to come on this live stream and show that, but I really don't have good internet in my garage. Okay, that's all right, Ricard. Just get your steering box together. Yeah, Reese says New Jersey driving is also terrible with the exit ramps for every left-hand turn. Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was following my GPS and it was telling me you end up having like I don't even know what the road was coming into the airport, 78 or something, and it had like you get on this 4-lane, and then the GPS said go over to this side. So I went over to this side, and suddenly there's like another 4-lane next to a 4-lane divided by a sidewalk or something. And I'm like, why are we all going the same direction here? Why do we have a divider between the lanes? And I went down that road for about 2 miles, and it said cross back over to get back into the right side where I was when I started. And it was just bizarre. I didn't understand all that. But and it's also Harvey saying, welcome to my world. Yeah. Well, and it's also the difficulty is you're talking about an area that's been around for a long time. Congested housing, congested street layouts, and it's not like someplace out west where they decided we're going to build the city, and they got these giant grid systems and a huge design. They wedged in whatever they could, where they could. That's pretty typical for the East Coast or Northeast type of thing. So it was a different experience for sure. But managed to get it figured out and make it back. What was the other thing I was looking at here? Hold on just a second. Oops. Okay. RJ, talking about airport, do you have a favorite airplane? Mine is the DC-10. Well, I don't know that I ever flown on a DC-10, but I have flown on L-1011s. So those were interesting airplanes. I think that was Lockheed's, one of their few commercial aircraft that they built for civilian use, let's say. And I really have a spot for the L-1011s. Just big, cool plane. Similar, I mean, the DC-10 had 3 engines on it, but the L-1011 also had 3 engines. And the center top, or the engine on top, transitioned through like the tail cone or the rudder. It's the way it looks. It had this big sweeping tunnel that pushed the air down, an S-curve type of thing, where the DC-10 was more direct, I believe. I haven't seen one of those in quite some time. But otherwise, I even like little RJs, the regional jets, because they feel like the hot rods whenever you're getting on a plane and they're taxiing down the runway, all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to take off now, and they're in the air. So I kind of like those. But all airplanes have a different feel to them, and I don't know that I can say specifically I would rather have this one or this one. But anyway, I was talking about the driving back and fighting with the traffic or the trying to figure out the roads. And then, of course, I get back to the airport, got to figure out where to drop off the rental car. And oh, that's the other thing. Whenever I got to the, hey, Leonard, glad you're here. Rally Cat B-17, yeah. Well, yeah. I like the B-29. I actually did a lot of research on the B-29 years and years ago, and I like those. But Guido saying MU-109 and P-51. Yeah, I'll go with that. That sounds like a good choice. And also, Harvey, you get the B-17 bell. But and I show up at Newark Airport, and I'm going through security, right? And if you've flown in the last 10 years or more, you know it's a hassle to get through the security. Take off your belt, take off your shoes, take everything out of your pockets. You know, in my case, I had I had my laptop with me and various camera equipment, stuff like that. Well, I go through security, and literally, I am the only person going through security at Newark, at least at this terminal side of in Newark. I'm the only one. So I go through, I walk up to the conveyor thing, whatever, and I'm getting ready to set my stuff down and pull up my laptop, and they stop me. And they say, oh, we have people in training over there. Take your stuff over there and let them see it. Like, okay, I'm all for that. Training, good. Pull out my stuff, take off my belt, take off my shoes, you know, all the different things. Again, I'm the only person going through security with like 12 TSA people probably. So then they said, go through the metal detector, because usually you go through that thing where you put your hands up, you know, and they do this like body scan. Well, they want me to go through the metal detector. I said, okay. So I go through the metal detector and it beeps. Now this got me a little suspicious, because I've never failed a metal detector thing, right? Never had. I don't have any metal in me that's going to set off the alarm. And but they had told me to leave my watch on. So I went through the metal detector, and it beeps. Okay, and I'm like, oh well, I have my watch on. I thought they were going to get out the magic wand and go. You know, they didn't do that. They were quick to say, no, you've been randomly selected to be searched. I'm like, I'm the only person there. I don't think it was random. So now they want to go through my bag and look for something, which I didn't care. I have nothing but hide, and so they didn't even do another metal scan. There was no. I didn't even have to go through the magnetic scanner again. So I think there was just, they had it programmed to where, boop, or, you know, hit a button, this guy's getting scanned. That's what I thought, because there's no reason that thing would be set to me, you know, being random going through that metal detector when there's nothing on me that's going to trigger it. You know, if you have an accounting system to where it's after, you know, every 50th person or 100th or whatever it is, okay. But to say that it's random and I'm the only person there, that leads me to believe the TSA has more control over that than what you and I are told to believe, because, you know, there's plenty of people that get pulled aside for a more thorough inspection, and it's like, you look at what they're doing, and it's like, why are they, you know, what's going on here? So I'm pretty confident it was not a random inspection. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, no metal implants. Let's see. Yeah, CJ, no metal implants. I don't have it. I mean, I have nothing. And like I said, I've gone through these detectors for years. Nothing. So, Reese is saying F4U Corsair. Isn't that what they flew in Baba Black Sheep? Pappy Boeington? Isn't that what he flew? With the fold-up wings? Pretty sure that's what that was, right? Yeah, it's a cool plane. Guido saying Hellcats were awesome. Okay, I go with that. Let's see, Jorge, if you think Newark Airport was fun, JFK Airport is a nightmare. Yeah, I don't really want to go find out. No, don't want to know. Let's see. Guido reached the Japanese Zero was pretty cool too. Yeah, I mean, they built some serious planes back then. I'll say that. CJ, I used to work for the TSA at the Philadelphia airport. Yes, it's random. We never had a specific number we selected. We literally selected randomly. So I'm assuming you mean they just punched in a number or something, and whoever that person was on that number. Is that what you mean by that? Because by that way that reads, but it says we literally selected randomly, it makes it sound like it was your choice to pick somebody. So I don't know for sure. You can give me more information on that. Okay, Reese. Yeah, Corsair. All right. Get a bell. I'll share the bell with you because I kind of remember that. Okay, so CJ saying it may not seem random, but it is. It's random to the TSA security officer doing the randomness. Okay, that sounds like one of those circular logic type of things. It's hard to. I mean, I don't know. They might have just made the sound. Maybe they just went beep. Oh, you're picked. Just decided. I don't know. But I may have something to do with them training as well. So I don't know. Okay, so Leonard is saying his CO on Okinawa, our CO in Okinawa flew them in the war. Okay, yeah. All right, no randomly meaning I would just pick whoever I wanted and however many. Okay. CJ, that's getting more and more confusing. Yeah. I don't. You're not helping the situation. Let's see, George, great choice. Okay, Arden, glad you're here. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, CJ. When you say it's random, but you still chose who you wanted to look at or search or whatever, that's where I get kind of uncomfortable with it. It's just I don't like that idea. It should totally be random. Have a number system that just computer generated that says we're going to do number 30, number 127, 175. It doesn't matter who that person is. It should be that kind of randomness. Not, hey, that girl's kind of cute, we should search her. That's what I'm saying. And not they were saying that about me. I was just the only guy there. Let's see. Okay, so you're saying you worked there for 5.5 years and hated it. I don't blame you. It's not a thankful. I mean, you don't get thanked for that job, and unfortunately, it's just one of those things that we all deal with at this point, and nothing we can do about it. But oh, Leonard's checking in with Brendan. I don't know if he's still on, or Brandon. Sorry, no, Brendan. I keep getting it. I always get that mixed up. Yeah. Well, see, and that's just it, CJ. If they had it more like it was, like when I do my giveaway videos, I can punch in a drawing for the number of people that are on have commented on my thing, right, on my giveaway. And there's a generator that sits there and just spits out a number based on that, that thing. There's nothing to having a random number generator. And the counter could go and just say, hey, again, number 52, and not leave it to a human, leave it to the random computer generator and make sure that it's a totally random system. That's how it should be. But yeah, I know that. I agree. I agree with that, Jorge. It's I mean, I, I guess we have to deal with it, and it's going to have to be there. So it's what we have. Oh, okay. Ricard's asking if Leonard has used his homemade jack yet, because Ricard showed us a jack that he made from 2 scissor jacks to lift up a transmission, stuff like that. And then Jack was he built his own version. So let's see if he actually used it or not. Jerry, yes. You know, and here we're talking about my video on using body filler as a skim on a trunk lid. You talk about thinning the body filler, how you thin the body filler, lacquer thinner. And I'll say this, yes, I do use lacquer thinner. I've known body guys that have used lacquer thinner to fill filler forever and never had an issue with it, because it just does. It makes it thin. It evaporates just like everything else. However, there you will find that there's people that don't like that idea. So I can't say go ahead and do it. It's your choice. But there is a product. I think it's called like Bondo Honey is a nickname for it. I don't know if that's a real name or not. But there's a product it looks like honey that you can pour into your mix, and it actually will thin it. I've never used it, but it is available. So look into that if you want to try that. And you know, but I have used lacquer thinner, haven't had an issue, but I can't say do it. I'll say it's your choice if you want to try it. Yeah, I was a guinea pig. I knew that, but I didn't really care. I was very early to my flight, because the other difficulty they had was because of the airlines having to reduce their flights or reduce the aircraft in the sky, you also condense the flights. So I don't know what the normal number of flights would be on that day, but there's like 3 flights up from Atlanta and 3 flights back, and that's it. So I don't know what the what the normal scale would be. Leonard, glad all my flying was done in the early 70s. I wouldn't be able to handle the checks today. Yeah, it's not fun. I can tell you that. It's not fun. Jerry, I'm struggling with flash in about 30 seconds. So your filler, well, yeah, I need to ask you this first. What kind of filler are you using, and how strong are you mixing it? Because you may be mixing it too hot. Just like epoxy resin or anything like that. If you overmix the hardening agent, it will set up really fast. And so sometimes you have to back off a little bit on that, on the what's the word I want to use? The hardener. Yeah, hardener. Sometimes you have to back off and harden a little bit and give it some, give you some time to play with it, and then it'll harden up. Just will take a little bit more time. So you might want to play with the yeah. So if you're using Rage per the instructions, and again, without seeing how you're doing it, you've seen how I do it probably. I know it'll talk about making a big, circle and then like running the hardener all the way across. You may experiment with that. Try a couple little sample pieces. Just make a donut size mix and run the hardener. Try one batch all the way across. Just put it on something, and then mix another batch like 3/4 across. See what your time is. Try halfway across. See what your time is, and then from there, let this stuff sit. Learn from the experience. Let them set up and get hard, and then monitor that. So you can go, okay, well, this one with the full mix hardened up in a minute. The next one, it took 20 minutes for it to get hard. And then the next one took whatever time. So experiment a little bit and learn from it, because I know it's like to have that stuff hard up real quick, and then you're frustrated with it. Okay, so Leonard has used the double scissor jack. Cool. He's happy with it. Oh, come on, Bell. There we go. He's Bell for that. Jorge, you use Windex and bare metal where you I do, and again, this isn't area where people have mixed thoughts. I know in the shop, we've used Blue Index for years, never had an issue. And I know I did the last paint that I put on Jade. I wiped it down with Windex, and then I wiped it down with wax and grease remover as well. And then somebody else commented, you should wipe it down with wax and grease remover first, and then wipe it down with Windex. So then you get people all over the place. I've just wiped it down with Windex and had good luck with it, but you have to make sure it's fully dry, fully air dry, everything. Make sure there's no moisture on there at all. And I haven't had any issues. Here's the answer we're looking for. Plastic honey resin from Evercoat. Thank you, Wally of the North, with the 68 convertible. Hopefully that's going well for you, Wally. So whoever asked the question was talking about Jerry, was it? Was talking about the thinning. There's your answer. Wally of the North has responded with the answer. So get some of that if you can't resolve the mix issue. And there's also, and I will point this out, as long as you're using Rage and Rage Match products, because there's different body fillers that have their own version of hardener. And from what I've been told, you can't cross over those, or else you'll have problems. So assuming you're using all the Rage Evercoat products that is compatible, you should be fine. But you can look into this plastic honey, as they call it. I couldn't remember the name. Thank you, Wally. That's good. Haven't had coffee till today, till right now. Now this, let's see. This live stream is probably only going to be an hour. We got 26 people watching, which is great. Unless somebody wants to get on, and it could be from anywhere. I don't care. But unless somebody wants to get on, I'm probably going to do this for an hour. I've got some other things to do, and I just want to get, spend some time here with this. So, Reese, would brake cleaner do the same? I've not tried brake cleaner, and I probably would not. Okay, Reese. Well, send me an email. You want to be on? Send me an email, and we'll go from there. It's on the bottom of the screen. I've not tried using brake cleaner. I don't know anybody that has, and I'm not going to try that. Jerry, do you thin before the hardener? Yes, I do. I'll mix in some lacquer thinner. Well, for me, if I use lacquer thinner, I'll mix it in, get it thinner to my liking, add my hardener, stir it up, and go. So, yes. Leonard, I have tried brake cleaner, and it was a disaster. Thank you, Leonard. I think brake cleaner will leave residue. I honestly do. I know it's strong. It's a strong chemical agent, depending on the company you get it from. I know that I had some I was getting from Advanced Auto Parts, and then one day I was at O'Reilly's, and they said, "Hey, we have a sale on brake cleaner. Do you want some?" I said, "Sure, I'll try it." And they said, after I bought it, the guy at the counter said, "Oh, by the way, don't get this on your paint." I said, "What?" And he said, "Don't get it on any paint because it'll take the paint off." I thought, that's not a good sign. And I think I'm about out of it. And I won't buy any more of the O'Reillys because it is very strong odor. And I think it actually like burns your skin if you get some on your hands, which I try to wear gloves all the time, as you know. So I'll go back to using advanced auto stuff. But I know it kills bees. I know that. It's strong enough that it'll kill some bees. So if nothing else, you could just get a can of brake cleaner to kill bees with a little tube on there. Anyway. All right, we're going to see if Reese can get me an email and he can get on the stream, and we can go from there. At least we had, while I was up in New Jersey, it was pretty warm, but it was sunny and clear, so we didn't have to deal with rain or anything like that. And that was a good thing. Some days it could have been a lot worse, But yeah. Yeah. Okay. So works good on getting rid of spiders. Great for hornets. Yeah, you're right. All right. So let's see. I'm going to send a link back to Reese. It's on the way right now. And then he'll have to open up that link and go from there. Looks like I'm not going to have the other person that I want to get on. He contacted me earlier today, wanting to know if I was going to be doing this stream, and I told him I was, but I don't know if he knew that it would be, I would attempt to do it at like 3 or 4 o'clock. And I did send him a message, and have not gotten a response back from him. So, I get these weird product endorsement stuff now. Oh, okay. So I get these weird product endorsements. I get this one. It's from Musetown or something. Paid sponsorship promoting Fuse Card, a single digital card wallet. No, not interested. Not interested. Darlene, glad you're here. David, yeah. Jorge, it's sunny in 93. Yeah. It rained down here in Georgia, so the temperature dropped. We have David Outdoors checking in. Darlene has shown up. Good. So we got Reese. All right. He's giving me the high sign. He's ready to go. So here we have Reese. Let me see here. All right, Reese. Hey, where are you coming from?
I'm from Albany, New York.
You have to unmute yourself. Let me check. Maybe it's just me. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So yeah, I'm from Albany, New York.
Albany, New York?
I have. Yeah.
You're fading in a little bit. Just find a good spot and stay there. You're froze now. You're froze, Reese. We have we'll get him back on in just a second. So we have Resto Alcy from Australia, 6:30 a.m. Glad you're here. And then we have Jasper from the Netherlands. I don't know that I've seen the Jasper before, so I'll give you a bell for being here from the Netherlands. All right, so we're gonna try this again. It looks like you're still frozen, Reese. You're not. The image I'm getting as a preview is not doing very well. I don't know if you have good Wi-Fi out there where you're at. Okay. All right. Find a good spot. You have to lift your phone up a little bit. I see the ceiling. All right, we're gonna try Reese again. Let's see if we can get him in here. There he is. Okay, I got you now, Reese.
All right, so here's the Porsche.
Oh, okay.
It's a 74 911 Targa, and so it has
Very
like a
nice.
leather roof that can come. And so I'm only 14. I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm into cars and especially Mustangs. And so
Cool.
I also have the 68 back. And that's like the only thing that I can work on. These are kind of more advanced, and parts are really expensive for those. So
Sure. But you said you had a 68 Mustang?
Yeah, and I have an Instagram for that. It's called 6TY8 Stang. And
Okay. I think I'm following you on Instagram now.
Yeah, and I follow Harvey too.
Okay.
Then there's a kid that just graduated high school on there. He has a white coupe.
Okay.
Follow him. So yeah, I'm trying to grow that account.
Sure, I don't blame you.
On that.
So you're 14, and you're working on a Porsche and a '68 Mustang. That's pretty cool. Now, how long? How long? I'm assuming it's a family car, the Porsche. How long? How long have you had that, or has your family had that?
We've had it since both cars since I was alive, and they were my
Okay.
dad's, and my passed away in 2014, and they've been
I'm
sitting
sorry.
since then. Yeah, it was
Sorry to
like
hear that.
the Mustang was supposed to be our project, and so he got most of the way done, and he swapped the motor and got floorboards and everything. And so now I have to finish it with my uncle, and my mom doesn't really know a lot about cars, and so
Well, that's not surprising.
yeah, but it's pretty cool. This is a whole bin full of Mustang parts, which I found all around
Okay.
my garage. And then that's the original block. It's a 302 block, even though it had a 289.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah. I've always had cool things like this motorcycle. There's always boat motors around.
Yeah. Yeah. You're fading. You're fading in out of me again. Well, if you want to, you can post a comment and put your Instagram on the comment, so people can see what your Instagram is.
Yep.
You know, instead of trying to spell it out, just actually put it on the post comment down here on the bottom of the video so that people can see it. You know, maybe give you some follows. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's set. Let me see if I can. I'll copy that, and I'll put it on the comment. So if y'all are interested in seeing his project on Instagram, this is his. The name of the. Let me see if I can pull that up. Right there. There you go. 6T8 Stang. 6TY 8 Stang. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad you're taking on this project. Now, you said you're working with your uncle on this, right?
Yeah, well, he also has a lot of other projects. He has Chevelles and Blazers. He's a Chevy guy. And
Okay.
so he has a lot to do. So we're trying to get the Mustang to my house. It's at now, but
okay, so it's not even at your location right now.
no, I've been cleaning my garage and organizing all my toolboxes and everything. And so my school is shut down, so I've had a ton of time to go through everything.
Right.
And really start to like look at what my Mustang needs as parts and everything.
Well, good.
Yeah, and your video does help.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of there. You go. you keep cutting out on me a little bit. I can see you now, mostly. I got the sunlight in the background. Right. I know it's kind of hard to get set up for being on a video like this, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not something you've done, so you're not used to it. So.
Yeah, not the first time I've ever done anything like this.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're here. I had a comment from David Outdoors. He says he is from Syracuse. So I don't know how far that is from where you're at.
2.5 hours. I've been there.
Okay. Okay, so I got some other comments here. Just hold on a second. So, okay, Jasper, I'm glad you've been watching the videos for a long time. Leonard, had 4 inches of snow. Oh, man, you can have that. And Jack is here. Jack, I've started working on a video for your 66, by the way. Yes, David, it is nice to see young guys into this. You know, it's unfortunate the situation he's describing, but it sounds like with his uncle's help, you know, he can get the Mustang into this garage. He can get to working on it. And obviously he's doing an inventory list and trying to figure out what he needs. So that's awesome. I'm happy to see you continuing to work on a car that you and your dad were wanting to build together. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't really know a lot about cars because I was 10 when he died. So I
Yeah.
didn't really get to do help, but I always remember this Porsche driving. I never got to ride in it though because it doesn't have a back seat that I could sit in. My mom was pretty strict about that. And so yeah, it's a flat six with a 5-speed manual. It's pretty cool.
That's a cool car.
Doesn't
That's a cool car, Reese.
Yeah, and it's kind of a debate between which one we should keep. I want to keep both, but my mom wants to get rid of one. And
Yeah.
they're very,
And that's a tough choice.
yeah. Which I
I
mean,
guess
be a lot easier to work on than this.
that's true. And yeah, you're probably in my just the way I look at it, because the Mustang is something you can work on and that you can get put back together. You're going to feel like you're more personally attached to that Mustang. I know
Yeah,
that the Porsche has its place, but the car that you build yourself and get dirty with, you have more attachment to, the way I look at it. So just think of that. All right, so you've already picked up one follower from on
oh,
your
great.
Instagram.
Yeah,
So maybe you'll get some more. Let me go back and I'll post that up there. See if you want to follow him. That's his Instagram. And you don't have any kind of YouTube channel. I'm sure you just at this point. Losing you again.
I. Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
I don't have.
I feel like you're making laps.
Yeah, because I'm trying to find the Wi-Fi, but I don't have a YouTube channel that car things on.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, good. I mean, I'm glad you're sharing this with us.
Yeah, you kind of like inspired me to make the Instagram account. I was like, oh, I should probably make videos about this, and then I think it'd be pretty interesting because there's not really 14-year-olds working on Mustangs on YouTube. But
I give you a bell for that, Reese. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, you might inspire some other young people to get involved, which is really cool.
yeah, and it's kind of hard finding friends that really know as much about engines and stuff. And
Right.
yeah,
Well, very good. Very good. I'm glad you're following along, and you can use those videos to try to get everything going. So
yeah, and I have a tail from a Cessna 175 or something Skyhawk.
okay.
Up there.
Oh, as
I
wall art.
don't know. You said you knew. Are you a mechanic?
Yeah, I am. I'm an aircraft mechanic, but it kind of lost the image there. It froze up before you showed it, but that's okay. That's all right. Well, hey, I'm probably gonna let you go on this. I'm glad you checked in, but when do you think you're gonna have the Mustang here at that shop?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because my uncle wanted to get it running at his house because
Yeah.
that's like hardest part, and he's kind of a mechanic.
Right.
And then we here. I don't know. 2 months maybe within 2
Okay.
months.
Well, if and when it makes it to your shop there, we'll do this again, and you can show that Mustang.
Yeah, I should definitely do a viewer's project too.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You've already seen how they're done.
What?
You've already seen the ones I've shown and how people have made those, so it gives you an idea what we're looking for. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I really enjoy these live streams too.
Good.
Like immediately. All right. Well, I guess that's my story right now. So
Okay.
you could go
Yeah, I
back.
gave him a bell, Guido. I gave him a bell. He got a bell for showing up and taking on this project. I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. All right. Yeah, you keep cutting out. So keep working at it. Work with your uncle, get the thing going, and your mom still have to make a decision. I know I get Jorge on the side over here saying the 911 is way safer and easier to work on, and for him. So you just have to weigh it out and see what's good for you, and go from there. But like I said, I'm glad you checked in with us. I'm glad you're listening along and watching the videos, and look forward to hearing from updates from you. I know I follow you on Instagram, and I know you're following me, obviously, but
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll make a flight up to New York. Maybe. Can't say for
Yeah,
sure.
There's a lot of people with Mustangs here that I know, and my uncle
Yeah.
has a lot of cars. Like, look at those.
Yep. Well, you have my email,
Yep.
and you contact me on Instagram. So if you have a question or something, feel free to send me a message, and we'll try to figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, I asked about the floor supports. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember. Yeah, we were talking about that because it had rust in the back.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for letting me be on the live stream. It was fun.
Sure, that's awesome. Like I said, I'm glad you checked in. All right.
All right. Bye.
We'll see you. Bye. All right, that was pretty cool. 14-year-old working on his first Mustang. That unfortunately, was a project for him and his dad, but yep. Let's see. Darlene, I didn't know much about cars until 2-3 years ago when I started myself. Education with YouTube and internet bears encouragement. Really dove into my 66. Yeah, good call, Darlene. They can do it. They can do it. They just have to learn, get in there. Billy from Connecticut's checking in. Glad to have you, Billy. Butch, where's he at? Where'd he go? Hey, Barry, is it raining enough? I think it just started raining again, fairly lightly. It actually was dry all the way. When I landed, it was raining, and then on the way home, it didn't rain at all, and I think it's raining again. In fact, there was an accident up by the airport that I drove past. I don't know if the guy lost control of his car and crashed it, but pretty rough looking accident. Randy, we need to show the projects to the younger generation so they can keep the hobby going. Yep, I'm with you. Yeah, I gave him a bell, Guido. He got one. David is about 10 years from running the formula. Yeah, good kid. Yep. Well, yeah, actually, good young man. You're right, David. Give you a bell for that. So Dave's checking in. He just got home, and then yeah, we'll see. We'll see, David. You never know. I mean, if I could. Never know. Yep. Thank you for the thumbs up, Mark. 2 thumbs up. One for me, one for the young man there. Let's see. Where are we at? Reese. Sorry. One for Reese. Okay. What else we have going on? Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, or want to check it out on his Instagram, I'll post that again. There's an Instagram account. Number 6, letter TY, number 8, the word Stang. So you can check that out. And Give him a follow. Give him a follow. No, he doesn't have a channel. He has an Instagram. So that's what we were talking about, him doing stuff on his Instagram. Darlene, my goal is to finish in time to teach my grandkids how to drive it. I don't have any yet, so I have a little time. I'll give you a bell for that. You got as much all the time in the world. Let's see. Good stuff, David. Yeah, you're right. Jasper started following Reese. Cool. Randy, good father son time. I've been working my 66, and my son lives in Minnesota. I'm in, I think that's Iowa, but he tries to come and help. But of course, now he has a 74 K20 he dropped off in my drive. So guess what? Yeah, you got plenty. There's always plenty to do, right? There's always plenty to do. And you know, it's good to have an impact, right? We all want to have some impact, and it's a good thing. Yeah, I saw Jack was on here earlier. I mentioned to him I started editing the video for Jack's 66 Mustang Fastback, and that's going to turn out pretty good, I think. And then I'm doing the Cougar video as well. David Outdoors, what was different in the 289 to the 302s? Not much, really. They would take 302 blocks and put 289 heads on them, and just call it a 289. You know, that was I don't know if there's any specific, if the bore was very much different at all. I don't know what somebody, I'm sure Leonard probably tells us. Leonard would know, but I know you could put the heads between either one of them. There you go. So Reese has a couple followers showing up on his Instagram. Yeah, David, I don't have anything specific other than the casting on the intake below the intake manifold above the camshaft would say 289 or 302. I'm sure there's some reasoning or something that makes them different. I know that when they were racing in the Can-Am or SCCA or whatever, 302 was a limit for the cubic inches. That's why Chevy came out with their 302 engine to race, and they may have bored it over a little bit just to get it that little bit, closer to that 302 dimension. So, yeah, the Boss 302 was different. No, you wouldn't call it a Boss 302. That was a specific engine. Okay, so here we go. Leonard is saying, same board, different stroke. So thank you, Leonard. I knew you had the answer. But again, I believe that originated with the racing series. I think it was SCCA, I think. And, that was the cubic inch limit. So Ford had 302, and then Chevy built their 302. I forget what they used for that engine, if it was 283 or something. And then I don't remember the specifics. So Wally of the North is saying same bore, 4-inch, crank had a shorter stroke. There you go. Jorge, need to get an Instagram account. Yeah, you do. It's not hard. There's some people that have tens of thousands of followers, and some people have 2. I have, I don't know, probably 500, something like that. So Jerry, so Barry, your third cup, 3 different cups. No, this is a magic cup. This is my Magic Evercoat cup. Good observation, though. This is one of those heat color changing cups. And so that could be misleading because when it's hot, the outside coating turns white or it goes away. And then as it gets cooler, it slowly changes color and then goes back to black. So my coffee is still some in there, but it's room temperature now. That's why the color is different. So that's a magic cup. Reese is asking, so technically a 289 with a 302 block would make more power. I think, you know, I don't, again, Leonard has more information on that than I do. Guido is saying the solid cam 302, which was a 68 in the 68 Z28 Camaro. And again, that was all for racing. That was all matched up for racing. Oh, okay. So Jack is still here. Yep. I'm gonna have to get you to send me a couple pictures, Jack. I think you've sent me one. I have to check. I have to check the Facebook page. I think you sent me a picture of that car in the in your new garage. But actually, I don't know if I mean, you can if you want, but I think depending on what camera angles I have, because I can do snapshots, stills from the video, and just pull something from that probably and make the little window for the video. But that would be pretty. That'll be helpful if you want to. So Darlene is saying, I was told my 66 had a Boss 302 engine in it, put in by prior owner, but I haven't really learned much about it. Yeah, people will say that a lot. They'll say, oh, it's a Boss 302, when it's not. It's probably just a 302, and they like to throw that word out there to make you think it's some magic, you know, but it's not. Okay, so Jack is sending me some more pics of his 66 GT. Am I getting a sponsor now? Not that I know of. If I do, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I just at this point, no. Leonard, the 351 Windsor's heads are a little better, but you have to use the 351 intake and gaskets. That's right. So it has to be a combo set. David Outdoors. My buddy has a 2006 Super Snake, 900 horsepower. Wow, is that fast? That's a quick way to get in a ditch. That's what that is. I don't even if I want to drive that car, honestly. Artman, small combustion chamber 289 heads should give a little better compression ratio, I think. Well, they should, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, Darlene. Yeah, it's just 302. So Dave is saying the easiest way to see if it is a Boss 302 is to look and see if it has screw-in frost plugs or freeze plugs. Now that's something I did not know about. But I still don't know for sure, but I'm gonna have to take Dave's word for it. So I'll give him a bell for that. And Leonard points out the original Bosses had aluminum valve covers and Cleveland heads. So that's your real giveaway to a Boss 302 in my opinion, having those big Cleveland heads on it. Well, as it appears, I've gone over what I said would be an hour. So I'll go another 11 minutes. I'll make it an hour and a half, and then I'm pulling the plug. So Guido is saying early 302 FSB had 8 or 6 screws for valve covers. That's a good question. SB, oh, small block Ford. You're saying SBF, small block Ford, right? So Leonard is saying they had screw-in frost plugs or freeze plugs, as a lot of us call them. I actually, Dave, I have not heard them called frost plugs. I know they're technically, I think those, if we're talking about the same thing, you know, we call them freeze plugs, but they're technically casting plugs. When they would make these blocks. Oh, that's a signal. I got to go turn the air compressor off. seems to happen a lot. Anyway, but it would be casting plugs, because they use sand to mold these blocks, or cast these blocks, I should say. And then once they take everything apart, they have to close those up. And it became known as freeze plugs because when it would freeze, it would push those plugs out because that was the only air they could give away. And if it didn't, it would crack the block. So they become known as freeze plugs. At least that's what I've been told. Okay, yeah, so small block Ford from Guido. Dave's going to eat. Oh, great. Don't ask if I want anything. Just go. Just go. Just go. It's okay. In Canada, they call them frost plugs typically, but both are correct as far as I figure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard frost plugs. So, but again, I think technically we're both wrong. Technically, they're casting plugs from what I understand. It has really nothing to do with frost or freeze. I think it's just because they had to block off the openings, because of the design. So anyway, Leonard is saying the bosses had 8-bolt valve covers. Some more information there. Thank you, Leonard. Jorge is asking, with an Edelbrock kit, can you get 350 horsepower? I guess that's the question. I don't know. I think 350 horsepower is pretty hard to squeeze, honestly. You get numbers, and you might get close to that, but I don't know for sure. They're always going to tell you stuff to sell the products, but you might get at a certain RPM, hit it one time at that that mark, but I wouldn't say it was I wouldn't say it'd be easy to get. Just my opinion. Depending on what you put on. Now, it could be, if you're talking about the heads, intake, carburetor, camshaft, the whole package, that would probably be more likely to get that kind of horsepower, but I don't know for sure. Art. Reviews online for outer rockers all seem to say they're 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch too wide, regardless of brand, any input. We just I was at Jorge's shop yesterday, and we were looking at his project and talking about that because he had to cut his, and I don't understand why they're not making these rocker panels to the right dimensions. And what's really odd about all that is the rockers that I have on the Brooklyn Pony, I didn't cut anything, and they fit fine. They fit perfect. Now, I don't know if something's changed. I don't know what's going on, but I have heard that everybody's having issues with the rocker panels. And I don't know if it's just Dynacorn or other brands. I don't know, but I have heard that, and people have had to cut through the trough where the wiring sits and narrow it up so that it'll fit properly. So, Resto, so weird it just doesn't get that cold here. Yeah. Well, it doesn't get that cold here in Georgia, or not enough for it to stay cold long enough for that to happen. But up north, yeah, it'll happen. Good, Darlene. Glad you got some information you could use. Dave is saying with a turbo. Yeah. Guido, I almost got 400 horsepower with my 347. So that's a 347 though. That's not a 302. So I'm assuming if we go back up, I don't know if Jorge's talking about a standard, so with the right pieces and parts, you can get power. Leonard is saying someone had a boss and was selling it for $12,000. Okay, then. Good for them. I'm not going to buy it. Rudderfy. Nitrous. There you go. There's your 350 horsepower. Darlene is saying it gets cold in Anchorage, Alaska, -22 on the coldest day. Thankfully, I don't live farther north. Yeah, good thing. Oops, nope. Guido, Performer top engine kit is called the Performer RPM. That's the kit you want. Okay. Well, but you're saying it's a 347. That's a stroker engine, right? Is that where? But if you're, I don't know if you're talking about just the Performer top kit, because 347 that's considered a stroker engine. Hey Scott, glad you're here. Okay, so 302 OEM block. Yeah, nitrous will work for short bursts. That's true. Yeah, but Guido, what makes it a 347 is the different crank, from my understanding, correct? Because I don't think you can make a 347 from a 302 without doing something different besides just putting on different intake and heads. But I could be wrong. I don't know for sure. All right, we've got 4 minutes left, and then I'm pulling the plug. It's raining. Now it's raining. Okay. So Guido, you're saying yes to the crank? Is that what you're saying? All right. Okay, so Wally with North 347 has a longer stroke. You have to clearance the block. Thank you, Wally. I knew you had to. You know, the crank was different. So, so there's a combination of things. So the bore could be the same. Yeah. All right. We'll see you. Yeah. See you, Leonard. I guess you're waiting for me to sign off. The bore can be the same, but it's the crankshaft stroke that changes it. So just like they do with any other engine, Chevys or whoever, changing off the crank. Like what do they use? A 400? I don't even remember what it is anymore. Small block 400 crank and a 350 engine makes a 383, I believe. Yeah, 400 crank and a 350 block makes a 383 stroker engine, if I remember correctly. All right. It's okay, Guido. It's all good. Randy, have a great week. Be safe. Yes. Everybody, please be safe. Yeah, rudder saying rod length is different too. Yeah. It's a combination of things. It's not just something you say magically create. You have to do work to make everything work out. So there's some good information from Art. Crank is slightly larger, rods are slightly longer, piston skirts are slightly shorter, block needs clearance. So lots of things you have to do to make power. Jerry is saying you should have a conference. Yeah. Leonard, quick note, you can put a 400 in the Windsor block, but it needs work. No, I'll take your word for that. I'm not going to try it. I'm happy with the simple 302 that I have in Jade at this point. There is actually let me see if I can, there's a 351 Windsor sitting right there that was given to me. Don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. Rudder saying 5.020 is stock 302 and 347 rods are 5.4. So thank you, Rudder. All right, Guido, you too. Dave, I just looked up why Ford put in the screw and freeze plugs, and it was to protect against having one come out in a race, forcing a DNF, covering all the bases. Good call. Good call, Dave. Good information. That makes sense. All right. This is going to be it. I'm going to call it a day. I have some videos to edit and other things. There's always more to do. I've talked previously about whether I'm going to be making this channel full time or not. That's still a possibility. We're working on it. Yeah, thank you, Scott. Yeah, that Impala was a lot more work than I had anticipated. So let me get this off of here. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Ricard. So again, I have videos to make. Thank you, Harvey. I have videos to make. I still have my giveaway video to make. I have a lot of stuff to do. I need to clone, and I do that thing where I can clone myself. So I have somebody that can make the videos, somebody that can edit the videos, somebody that can answer emails, somebody that can apply to Instagram, somebody that can answer Facebook, somebody that can go in between all these little things that are going on. I need multiple copies of myself, but not like that movie with what's his name, where they get all kind of screwed up at the end. But all right, so here we go. I'm going to put on some close-out music. And y'all, yes, myself. Yeah, I need a beer assistant too. Yeah. All right. I want y'all to take care of yourselves. We'll do this again Monday night at 7 o'clock. Be here. And we'll talk more about cars and whatever else comes to mind. So take care of yourselves. See you later.